Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. So today's video is going to be about how I made all these vintage tickets ephemeras. So I did show you guys in my previous video that one night I sort of gone, I won't say crazy, but I do not know why, I just have the urge to do all these vintage tickets, and I've asked whether you guys would like to see how I did them, and a few of you said you would like to have this video, so here I am to show you how I did this. Wow, I actually created a lot of them. Actually, they are very simple. You just need the items below to get started. First, these are very important tools. Scissor. This is my favorite scissor. This is from Holtz. I think a lot of you would have known or seen this scissor before. Holtz, there we go. And a blade. Regular blade, nothing fancy. And this you can have if you have them, of course it's good, but if you do not have this, then it's still okay. You can still create a vintage tickets. So this is actually a rotary cutter. So as you can see, the blade, it has like empty spaces in between, so it gives you the effect of a perforated cuts, so you can tear it later on. So this is from Olfa. I think it's quite a famous brand, you know, for blades and cutters and things like this. This is made in Japan, and I think they have sizes for this rotary cutter or perforation cutter. Mine is 28 mm. Okay, so this, if you have, it'd be, you know, an extra bonus. If you don't, it's fine. You can still use this regular blade or scissor, and a steel ruler, because we are going to use blades and rotary cutters. So I strongly against you use, I strongly advise you to use a steel ruler. You can't use a plastic ruler because it will spoil the plastic ruler. Because the blade and the rotary cutter will cut through the plastic ruler. Okay, and furthermore, you can't get a straight cut with that, right? And of course, you need a cutting mat. So I got this like a medium-sized one. This is 22.5 times 15 centimeter. So these are the tools. Then of course, you need papers. You can get any type of paper, so with texture, without texture, but with texture is a bit tricky. You need to know how much strength to put on the, to press the stamp on the paper, because you know, texture paper, sometimes you may not get a very clear image. So this is a bit textured. You can't see it through the camera, I think. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's a bit textured, but it's not very. So you can, I still like to use this. And I have like this tree is from the same brand, but different paper. So this is like white with a little bit texture, less texture than this one, but it has slight texture, but it's white in color. This is like, you know, the regular craft paper. And this is my favorite to create vintage tickets. This is a bit yellowish. You can't really see through the camera. I try to, you know, maybe this one. Less bright. You can see it. Yeah, as you can see, it's a bit yellowish. And it has some pattern, but it's not textured. This is called recycled paper from the package. So I'm not entirely sure whether it's really recycled. It's called recycled paper. And of course, I have like the squarish ones. So this is a bit yellow, this is a bit grayish green, and this is pure white. Okay, and this tree just now, it has perforation lines, so you can tear them into different sizes paper. And after paper, of course, you need some ink pads. These are the colors that I would use later on. So this four are Sachihata, but these three are the most recent one that they released. The colors, yeah, you can see here the blue, the green, and the red. Of course, they're not actually blue, green, red, but in general, you know, color family: blue, green, red, and black. So ink pads, need to get them ready. And last but not least, of course, are the stamps. So there are many, I think, vintage ticket stamps outside, right? Like this and this. I got this from Taobao. Okay, and this one as well, you can use them. These actually are like the postage stamp. Actually, you can create them as well. And this, right? So you can find I think lots and lots of vintage ticket stamp nowadays. Like this tree. This tree I haven't created in my lot. So today I thought I might create them. So I think this is a Czech Republic stamp, if I'm not mistaken. I actually haven't used this before. I did use this before. This and this are the same brand. And I just got this not long ago. And I have some from Cynic Nature. Very, very gorgeous stamp as well that you can use to create vintage tickets. And of course, last but not least is the one I use the most. And I think it's pretty well known too. This Lin Chia Ning set is actually a vintage ticket set. I think it has three sets or 4 sets. I'm sorry, I can't remember. So it's, let me zoom you guys out a bit so you can see the whole thing. There we go. I can't remember which sets belong together, but I think they are like, this is one set, this is one set, this may be a set, and this may be a set. So it's 3 to 4 sets, I can't remember. So it comes with month, numbers, and of course the 4 types of vintage tickets to use, and the days, and yeah, and some other, you know, design and patterns to personalize your vintage tickets. So these are the things you need. So you don't actually have to buy this. I mean, you can still create vintage tickets without actual vintage tickets stamps. You just find some, like I showed you guys just now, like this. It doesn't say stickers, but you know, you can create one out of this and this, right? And even this. You don't actually have to go buy one, but if you have, of course, it's faster and easier. But if you don't, that's fine. So let's just start, and I'm going to use this as well. If you have one, it'll be helpful. If you don't, then just get a book or something. This is like a mat. It's a bit soft, as you can see. So this is for you to press your stamps on the paper, so you get a clearer image. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys in again. Hold on. So here we go. So first, I'm gonna start using this paper, which is my favorite. I've actually used a little bit. As you can see, I've cut some from the first perforation line. Let me just tear this off. And I wanted to use my first stamp using this. No, this is too big. It can't fit. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, so this will fit here, or it can go this way, sideways. Good. Now my problem is I can't really stamp like straight. I do not know, it's my hand or it's my eyes. So I try to stamp as straight as possible. Even if it's not, it's fine, because you can cut according to the stamps, right? The stamping image. Now I always use black for the ink. I mean the stamping of the vintage stickers, right? Because most vintage stickers are in black ink. The color are actually, you know, the date or the you know, the other elements on the vintage stickers. Ta-da! Wow, this is actually pretty straight. And I'm gonna stamp another one here so I won't waste the space. I think this is a bit too big. Yes, it's a bit too big. Let me use this one from Cynic Nature, and I love Cynic Nature vintage ticket stamp because they are like the actual perfect size, or you know, the perfect replica. They say almost perfect to the actual vintage tickets. This is like a bit too big, right? But it's still, you know, pretty. You can still use it. Give me a sec. So again, black. Now at first I do not know how to create these vintage stickers as well. After I created it, it looks fake. Then I sort of, you know, get the idea from watching, you know, what people do on YouTube, and Basically, it's the paper and the stamp, and of course the ink pads, right? These are the three basic elements to create a vintage tickets or vintage ephemeras or any ephemeras. Perfect. So now I'm going to show you how I cut this. This is easier because they have lines. This is like, you know, no lines, so you have to really cut it straight, right? Else it's going to be looking weird. A crooked vintage tickets. I'm actually cleaning my stamp here, right? Okay, so now this is where the cutting tools come in. I will use scissors as and when I need, but normally I'll just use blade here. So since this has perforation, I will just tear this out first. Now make sure your ink is dry before you touch them or it might smear. Okay, I normally will leave some, you know, spacing beside. So I think this is just the right spacing, and you would want to get similar spacing here. Now this is really, I have to turn this way so I can see it from here. This is really up to you how you ballpark your spacing, right? Is it called ballpark? Yeah, I think you have to gauge. Almost similar. Then put it on the line where you want to cut it off, so you can have a straight lines here. Now this, I'm lucky because it's still pretty straight, so I just need to cut a straight line. I think it's a bit too big, so just shift it over a little. Like this. Yeah, I think this is just fine. There we go. One vintage tickets done. Now this one, I can have extra elements here. Let me get Lin Chia Ning. I love that they have this, right? So let's just use a different color. Now this is where a different color stamp pad comes in. I want to use the blue. Okay, so just gonna turn it upside down so that I can see where I stamp it, and it's about right here. There. Now doesn't it look better? Right? Cover the ink pad first. And now let's cut it. Now here you have a choice to cut it right to the lines, or you can leave a little bit of space as well. This is a bit crooked. So this is how I always do it. Instead of cutting straight, you know, as per the paper, I have to cut straight according to the stamp, the image. Okay, so I think it's pretty straight now. Or you can use the rotary cutter now. So it can have a perforation lines. It looks nicer once you tear it out. So it has that tearing effect. Oops. Be careful. There we go. And on top as well. So on top, maybe you can use this to do some here. I'm using this line, right, as my guiding tool. I think it's dry. Yeah, I can hold it here. Oops. There we go. And now the side. Let me see whether I can use any lines in here to do it. No, I can't, so I have to look at what I'm cutting right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space beside. Cut it with my blade. There we go. And same goes for here. Ta-da! And if you want it to be more, you know, even more vintage looking, no, more vintage looking, more real looking, so you get a hole puncher, regular ones, I haven't used this for a long time, so it's getting rusty. So make sure it's in the middle, and just punch half a hole. Don't punch the full hole, like this. And one at the bottom. Make sure you can line them up, but it's okay if it's a bit crooked. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Ta-da! So if you want to punch a hole on this, it's fine too. I mean, if you do not want, then it can be square like this. Doesn't it look pretty? So this is how I create my vintage tickets. Now, maybe I create one more using the Lin Chia Ning one, right? You can use another color paper instead, this one. Let's create this one. No, this one is similar to this one. So let's create another design where I can have more, this one. Okay, I can create more personalized elements inside my vintage tickets. Again, black ink. So I recommend you to use black ink on your, this is so dirty now. Black ink on your tickets first, you know, to put the image down. And for the different elements, you can use different color, right? Make sure you got all the ink. Where's my stamping mat? Yeah, this one. Put it right here. And I will try to, I have to put it a little bit in the middle, okay. Try to stamp it as straight as I can. Press it down as hard as I can. Oh, perfect, perfect. You know how this stamp got so dirty? It's not because the ink pad got onto the stamp here. It's because I used wet wipe to wipe it, and you know the ink sort of stayed on the wet wipe, and when I wipe other places, the ink transferred there. Yeah. So it's not the ink pad problem, it's actually the wet wipes. Anyway, now I want to customize it a little bit. I want to use, let me put the month. It's the month of October. I'm going to put an October. No, I think I'm going to use a number then. Let me put an 8. Random numbers, okay? Just random numbers. I'm going to put an 8 here. And I'm going to use the red now. Just, you know, just somewhere in the middle and put it down. Press it down and voila. Okay, now to cut them, make sure, again, this is straight. I can see it's straight. So just see where you want to cut it off and put the lines there. So I want a little bit of space here. Else it'd be like a very thin vintage tickets, right? Make sure paper has to be straight too, line up to the lines, right? You know, your cutting mats have all these lines. It's actually very, very useful. Make sure your ruler lines up to the line, and you'll be 100% straight. And I think I'm happy with this. So I'm just gonna cut it. Perfect. Now the top part, I'm gonna use the perforation cutter, or the rotary cutter. You can see how it looks first by covering up with your ruler. Is it straight, or is it the spacing that you want? Well, you can just move it. Okay, I think I'm happy with this now. I'm just gonna cut it. Ta-da! Again, if you want to punch the hole here, I think it's fine, but I want to leave it as it is now. So this is how I do my vintage tickets. And you know, you can actually distress them, you know, to give it more of a even more vintage look. So this would be what it looks like, right? This is like another number stamp that I have, and you know, once you do it this way, it looks like vintage tickets too, right? And there's some, and this, you can see the like a shadowy thing here is actually from the Lin Chia Ning stamp set. I love all these elements, so you can actually stamp it on this number. Wow, why there's an 8 here too, and it becomes this way, and I think it looks pretty too, right? And yeah, I think this is awesome. This is also from Lin Chia Ning, right? I just use different paper, and this is from Lin Chia Ning, so I've perforated it here, but I didn't tear it off, so I just punch some holes, so once you tear it off, it'll become something like this. What else? Yeah, this is another number, and look, just very simple number stamps, and you can make it into like vintage stickers, right? Big ones, small ones, like this super small one. And these are just normal labels you can do. This is from Holtz. But I like Lin Chia Ning and this Cynic Nature better. Holtz is pre-made for you, so you can't actually change the color of the numbers inside. If you have a different color for the numbers in, and I think it will be more realistic like this one. Right. This is also Lin Chia Ning. This is Cynic Nature. Lin Chia Ning. So another Holtz. Now this I use the Lin Chia Ning's number and other elements to customize it. Lin Chia Ning, Lin Chia Ning. The rest are like this is Holtz again. So like I said, this is a textured paper. So as you can see, the outcome of the image is not that like clear. So you have to just ensure you stamp it, you know, with I think a much more force than a regular smooth paper. This is Holtz, and I use Lin Chia Ning's elements again. And this is Micmoc stamp, and I use it to, this is Cynic Nature. I use the stamp on this vintage paper as well, and I think it looks gorgeous. Cynic Nature, I love Cynic Nature too. So the rest are almost the same. Yeah, this is in different color. And this one also for Micmoc. This Cynic Nature. As you can see, they're just regular numbers, so you can actually create vintage tickets easily. Yeah, I think I can. This is again Micmoc. Gorgeous, right? Micmoc too. And I have like little stamps as well, vintage postage stamp. So that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoy this process, and you know, you can create your own vintage stickers or vintage ephemeras with whatever resources you have, and have fun with it. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and until I see you guys again, do stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Thanks for watching. Bye. I have to put all this back in. Can you imagine I created this much? Actually, I created a bunch for my son because he saw my vintage stickers and he loved it and he wants some. But you know, children, right? They just want it, but they actually do not want it. So it's okay. I can use them anyway. So bye. Love you.